Yo, what's going on, guys? Okay, so I have a little thing going on where my new graphics card allows me to run shaders at like still 60 plus FPS, and it's pretty sick. So, guys, I fixed the problem with my mic for the most part, I think. It might be super loud, so yeah. I'll see when I go to edit this. Oh my god, it's Kevin Play. Go back. North Korean Ninja. Okay, so guys, I'm gonna try to say something new. I'm gonna try to edit my video in the free program that comes out like Windows computers currently, called Windows like Movie Maker. I'm gonna try to like edit text and pictures and cuts and whatnot. So guys, the pack I'm using is the Huawei Edit. The Huawei Edit. It's a pretty nice swaggy pack. So I'm going out for my birthday dinner. For those who don't know, my birthday was like Christmas pack. Good word. But my birthday was like the 24th. So 3 days ago. Yeah. I'm going out for dinner for a birthday that was 3 days ago because my family's perfectly on top. Oh crap. Oh. That's not supposed to happen. So guys, I feel, ooh, that lag, 50 FPS. I don't do lagging. Turn it all the way down, turn the fancy off. That looks nice. Okay. Except turn fan. I'm kind of feeling fancy right now. Okay, yeah, that works. So, then I'm MCSG 1.8, and I had to fix the problem with my, I guess I wasn't feeling okay. I guess that, yeah? Okay. That's my dad telling me I have to leave. 6:30. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Okay, so I want this person now. Okay, I'll go for this person. He looks like he might be Hacksaw. Ring! I'm probably dead. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably dead. Woo! 1,000 points. That guy was sacked. Bro. No one's chasing me. What? According to this Kevin Plays guy, I got like over 1,000 points this match. Damn. I'm feeling the shaders, guys. To be honest, I'm really feeling the shaders. Just organize, man. Not gonna lie, I'm probably gonna get cleaned up. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the rest of my routes. I'm probably took it. I'm kind of late. You hear it now? That's my keyboard. Keyboard's loud. It's like a semi-mechanical keyboard. It's used for MMOs traditionally, or at least it's supposed to be. Fuck! I'm gonna do. Oh my god! I'm gonna do debug. Oh my god! Over 2,000 points, 30 wins out of like 250 games. I'm pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. So, guys, what I think about doing here is I'm gonna do a creepypasta reading inspired by my boy I beat you score. Creepypasta. Creepypasta stories. Okay. Okay. So, actually, I'm gonna bring this on my phone. Hold on one second, guys. Fun. Okay. Tell Siri something. Creepy pasta readings.
I'm not sure I understand.
Frick off. Okay. I'll just grab one. Search up creepy pasta and pasta. Sorry, I don't really know how to cut this out. Creepy pasta stories. Okay, so my phone is loading. Okay, I'm just gonna get this out. Okay. Based on habit. Okay. This creepypasta reading is called That Night. This is called The Hold. It's creepypasta. Okay, so just grab some popcorn. I'm just going to be bouncing around the MCSG hub, so please enjoy. I'm not sure if this will scare you, but I can tell you that I'm generally terrified to this day of the dreams that I have. I still have the dreams about it, never mind. I started working at an old marine museum in my hometown as a summer job. It was fairly easy. All I needed was to take entrance fees and keep booths clean and give the occasional summer camp groups. I was annoyed by the town's history, and these boats were a big part of it. The main office was located on the oldest boat there, the SS Corrini. She was 117 years old at the time, and much of the boat was still original from when she was first created. So you can walking on and touching 117-year-old history. My manager used to poke fun at me for the stories and experiences that she had on the boats when she was working there. And she knew that I was a huge fan of the supernatural enthusiast, and that I was eager to tell her my stories. However, I did not realize that I had my own experience from one day. My partner was working on showing me the uses for the SS Carini. Then one day, it took me a little bit over the hole, just so, but eventually I got it to work. Once we were finished there, we split up and we did open their boats. There was a little bridge that connected the Carini to the SGS Bradbury. As we opened the door, it felt like we'd been in the room. Actually, this is freaking retarded. Get off your phone. I'm gonna open up Chrome, and I'm gonna go to YouTube. Okay. Creepy pasta reading. Okay. This one's called Paper Thin.
You need a website.
Oh, frick off!
With Wix, you can create your own professional
Don't
website
care.
that looks...
Don't care.
Chilling tale.
As boys, they promised to always stay in touch.
So, this color's paper thin, so I'm just gonna bounce around until it's about I want one. So just chill back, grab some popcorn, and just listen. Again, I'm not trying to copy IP tonight. A decent.
Paper Thin by Craig Groshek. Narrated by Josh McDermott.
Let's go.
Henry and David were good friends. They had grown up together. Their families were close. As boys, they promised to always stay in touch and never let anything else come between their friendship. They attended high school together and then college. After graduation, they took jobs with the same company and worked together. Then Henry met a girl and fell in love. He eventually married her, and when he did, David was his best man. Throughout everything, the young men kept their promise to stay in touch and met often to talk and spend time together. Every Thursday night, in particular, no matter how bad the weather was, Henry would walk the 2 miles from his home to David's downtown apartment. The two would head to a pub a few blocks away to play pool and talk. There they cracked jokes and complained about their jobs. They had a few drinks and watched the night grow old. One night, when Henry got home, his wife was already in bed. "Look at you two," she said, turning to him sleepily. "I swear, Henry, if you keep spending so much time with David, you're bound to be together when you die." She was joking, of course. The idea was ridiculous. Henry laughed at the thought of it. The next Thursday, it was cold and blustery outdoors. A chill Arctic air had come in the weekend before and settled in the city. Henry shivered as he marched the last mile to David's apartment for their weekly outing. As he turned onto David's street and climbed the steps to his friend's apartment, he began to wish he had worn a heavier jacket. He shook off a chill as he rang the doorbell. To his surprise, no one answered. It was unlike David to miss their Thursday night game of pool. He rang again and again. Still, no one came to the door. Something must have come up, Henry thought. Maybe he called to let me know. He checked his mobile phone, but there were no messages. He decided to wait a bit. He waited and waited. Still, David did not arrive. Henry rang the doorbell again. Nothing. He tried the door and found it locked. Finally, with a sigh, Henry shrugged and walked home. The next day, David did not show up for work. He had not called to say he was sick or that he was out on an emergency. Henry was concerned. He asked around, but no one knew where David had gone. After work, he called David, but like the doorbell before, there was no answer. Frustrated and worried, Henry went home. That night he could hardly sleep. He could not help but wonder if something terrible had happened to his friend. For the next 5 days, Henry walked to David's apartment and rang the doorbell. Each day, no one answered, and each day no one called. Henry had contacted the police, but they said that they could not begin a search until David had been missing for a week. So when Thursday came again and David had been absent from work for a week with no explanation, Henry decided he would stop by the apartment one last time. This time, he searched more thoroughly. He found that someone had closed the blinds. The lights were off. Stepping into David's unlocked garage, flashlight in hand, Henry found his friend's car parked. Quickly, he searched the car's interior. To his relief, there was no body inside. Henry walked up the stairs to the front door again, then raised his fist to rap on the door, but stopped short. He thought he heard something. He paused. For a moment, pressing his ear to the door, he listened. Yes, he heard something, a faint, shuffling sound coming from inside. Henry put his hand to the doorknob and tried it. To his surprise, it was unlocked. He opened the door slowly and peered into the darkened apartment. At first, he could not see anything. "David!" he called out. No one answered. "David, are you home?" he called again. No answer. He was just about to leave when, out of the corner of his eye, he spotted movement in the back corner of the apartment. In a sliver of light streaming in through a crack in the blinds, he saw a man crouched in the corner. He shone his flashlight there. It was David. He looked pale and thin, and he looked as if he had not shaved in days, but sure enough, it was David. "My friend," Henry said, "where have you been?" From across the dimly lit room, David put a finger to his lips as if to hush him. Then he beckoned quietly. Henry crept slowly through the kitchen, past the breakfast bar, and through the dining room, finally entering the living area where David was huddled. He knelt beside his friend. David was shaking and staring in the direction of the kitchen. "My friend," Henry asked again, "where have you been this last week? Why haven't you come to work or answered the door?" David replied, "She won't let me." He pointed across the room to the kitchen. Henry looked to where his friend was pointing. At first he didn't see anything. Then he saw there, wedged in the narrow space between the refrigerator and the wall, what appeared to be a pale, paper-thin woman with long, matted black hair covering her face. Henry stared at it, whatever it was. It had its eyes closed. After a moment, Henry came to his senses and grabbed his friend by the arm. David, he pleaded, we have got to go. David nodded, and with a glance toward the refrigerator to make sure the thing was still asleep, he rose slowly to his feet. The two made their way slowly across the carpeted living area, into the dining room. They had their eyes on the front door when they stepped into the slick linoleum floor. They cringed at every step as their shoes squeaked noisily while they attempted to creep to the kitchen. Just then, David stopped. He pulled away from Henry's grip and took a step back, then another. Henry looked back to look David in the face and saw panic. David was staring at the refrigerator again. Henry looked back slowly, and his eyes grew wide. The paper-thin woman, the chalk-faced thing, whatever it was staring straight at them, its neck cocked at an unusual angle. Its long hair covered its eyes, but still they could tell it was watching. As Henry and David watched, it scraped mechanically at the wall with its bone-like fingers. Flecks of paint and drywall fluttered to the kitchen floor and formed a small pile near its feet. Then it turned its head slowly, its mouth opening a bit while it did so. Its sunken, unnaturally large eyes settled on David first. Its gaze lingered there for a moment. Then it cocked its head again and stared directly at Henry. They watched as its mouth opened wider, like a yawn, and then wider still until its lower jaw hung down to its chest. Panic-stricken, David collapsed to the floor and froze. Henry thought for a moment that he ought to grab his friend and run for the door. They could still get out if they hurried. But when he tried to move, he found his legs would not budge, and he could not take his eyes off the paper-thin woman. Henry watched, motionless, as the thing staggered out from its gap near the wall, its long black hair trailing behind it. Then, slowly, it lifted its jaw, licked its lips, and then started to drool. At that moment, Henry thought back to his wife's words. "Look at you two," she had said, turning to him sleepily. "I swear, Henry, if you keep spending so much time with David, you're bound to be together when you die." She had been joking, of course. The idea was ridiculous.
Oh, he's hacking. Yes. Yes. What? But look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. He left the server. You know, you didn't need to hack. But yeah, guys, that ends this creepypasta reading. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. This was hella fun to make. And just leave a like if you want some more of this crap. That's fun. So yeah, thank you guys. I love your support. There's also something I want to talk about, which is my channel, and ESOC's for you guys has one subscriber, but it's the old Mac that I made my YouTube account on. That's the only refresh rate it works in. So it's the only refresh rate it works in, which I'm trying to say pretty much means that it will only refresh properly on that Mac, but sadly that Mac is no longer with us, so yeah, it kind of just blue screen and I was going back. So, yeah, I actually had 200 subscribers over last time I checked, and so that's actually a really big accomplishment, and I'm really happy that you guys conquered this. So yeah, thank you guys so much. See you guys later, and